Hi everyone. Today we're gonna work on deep learning for classifying cats and dogs. That means here finally we're gonna see a complete model which can classify any images. Okay, I will tell you in the end how you can use this for your custom dataset. For example, here which I am using is dataset of cat and dogs. Uh, but you can use this code. Okay, use this code for classifying any images, any classes. If you want to classify between cars by A, or maybe you want to classify images of diseased plant like an apple, to classify different diseases based on the images, you can use this code like that. You can use this code for any classification. I will tell you about this in the end of this video. And also in the end, actually in the end what will be getting is, will be predicting particular image which class it belongs to with more than 96% accuracy. Okay, let us start the session. This is the flow that we'll be following throughout our the project. Your first step will be setting up the basic. Under that, we'll be importing libraries such as TensorFlow, Keras, and layers from the Keras. After that, we load the data set. After that, we'll filter out the corrupted images or corrupted data in our, and after that the next step will be generating the data set, that is using the images. We need to convert them into particular format, the array format. Then we will analyze the images which are converted into arrays, analyze, visualize them to make sure that the conversion was proper. Then comes a process called data augmentation. Here we augment the data. Augment nothing but, if I have one image, I will create a multiple images using that by changing its angle, by flipping the image right to left, left to right, like that. Standardizing the data, our images will pixels values be almost 0 to 255, but we'll standardize that and divide whole pixel by 255, and we make it to range from 0 to 1. After that, configuring the dataset performance. Here we'll define what we want, actually accuracy or loss, like that. Then go for building the model, then train the model. In the end, we run inference on our images, testing the model which we trained, how accurately it's the result. Let's go for code. Here you can see in the first code, I'm importing TensorFlow, Keras, and layers from Keras. I will tell you how to install it. If you didn't install it in your systems, you can use this command, pip install TensorFlow. I even give the links below, and you can use pip install Keras to install the Keras. Once you install that and you can execute, you may face some problems regarding Keras and in that condition, make sure that you have proper versions of TensorFlow and Keras. The best way is to go with the present versions. Now load the data set. For that, I will be loading from this link. Even I will give this link below the video, or in description section. You can check it out. Okay, you can use this command, and I will be providing you the whole code itself. Okay, if you message your email to me, I will be giving you the whole code to your mail. You can run it, or you can work on it. There it will download the data set, which is of 786 MB, which will be containing two folders, cat and dog. I will extract that one. I already extracted it. There is no already extracted folders. Now I will see what are the folders, subfolders are there in uh, the cat and dog folders are there in the pet images. Now, as I mentioned, we need to filter out the corrupt. What are corrupted images? In our case, corrupted images are nothing but images which are not the format of JFIF. Why? Because our dataset which we are using is having JFIF images as a dataset. In your case, if you want to work some new image dataset, okay, from that condition you can take this. Here, what I am doing, I will tell you. Initially, we are importing the OS. After that, in this, I'm getting cat and dog folder names. I'm taking the path. I'm going and listing the directories with it. Means I am taking all the images. Now what I will do, if the format is JFIF, I will compact it. Okay, not if that is not JFIF, then I will remove it. Okay, that means I will remove the images which are not in JFIF format. Keep only those images are in JFIF. Yeah, deleted zero images. Actually, I run it twice. In the first time, it deleted all the JFIF images. There were around more than 1,000 images were not JFIF formatted images. Now I will generate the data set. For that, we need to predefine hyperparameters, what we call. Like one is image size and batch size. Image size we are keeping it to 180, 180. You can go for any 256 is also fine. 64. It depends. Okay? You can go for any size. And also batch size. Actually 32 is ideal. But if you want to go for 64, that's also fine. 128, that's also fine. Get the good result. Sometimes increasing batch size may improve the accuracy. You can go for that. Now, what I will do, as I mentioned, under generate data set, we'll convert the images which under those folders into arrays. That's what we are doing. For that, I am using this library. I will share the link of that library from TensorFlow. How it works and what are the options are there for us to use. Among these, what we are using, we are splitting 20% for validation, and the images I am fetching are from pet images folder. Now image size, I'm predefining the image size, and batch size is 32 in our case. Same way I will create another list of arrays, which is val underscore ds for validation. Visualize that. Now in above code, what we done, we actually converted our images in. Now we need to check whether that is proper or not. We actually did we convert properly or not. To visualize that, we are just plotting few of them using matplotlib. If you didn't install matplotlib, or share this link, install matplotlib which is actually used to plot the graph. Under that, we can see this is actually images all from train underscore ds. From train underscore ds, nothing but the images which are converted into arrays for training. From them, we are going to take images and it will be taken outside. Those arrays will be taken outside, and we are going to plot. Now, the next step is called data augmentation. This data augmentation, we need it. Actually, for example, if you have 10 images, okay, you want to have more images. Now, what you can do is using only one image, you can take multiple images. Here you can see the result. For only one image, I am getting 9 images like this. Here, augmentation is done. Augmentation nothing but change the angle, flip the image, stretch the image. There are so many ways process to do that. In our case, we are using only two things: random flip, flipping the image, and rotation about 10 degree, that is 0.0. Now after doing this, for doing the data augment, we want to see how the augmentation affected our each image. One image now convert our data set increased to high level now, 9 times bigger. If I have 100 images, now my data set will go to 900. That is the power of augmentation. And using the augmentation will always lead for better accuracy as for some researchers, and you will see that when you apply on the data set and you get good accuracy also. Standardizing the data, as I mentioned, per pixel color images will range from 0 to 255. Now these higher numbers will always take more time per processing or execution or calculation. Now we will standardize it 0 and 1. Means we will divide each pixel by or 255. Configure the dataset performance. In this, we are just giving buffer size 32. Like how many images you want to give in buffer? We are creating a buffer of 30 before taking as an during training. Then we gonna build deep learning model. This deep learning model, under this deep learning model only, first initially we will take the input. After that we will augment the input, then we will rescale it as I mentioned above. Then we will apply our deep learning layers. They are stack of filters. You can, for example, if I have a bigger matrix, I need to reduce it to a lower level matrix. For example, if I give you 100 cross 100 matrix, 200 cross 100, to tell me whether they both are same or not. Okay, similarity, then it's very hard to do. Even for systems in the same case, our images will be having a higher three-dimensional matrices. Very hard to compare. What we do is, in deep learning models, the main purpose is reduce that 100 cross 100 image to a lower level matrices, maybe one dimensional matrix, like in our case 2 cross 1 or 2 cross 2, like this. If the original matrix reduced to lower level matrices, it's very easy to compare. That's what these deep learning layers are doing. You can see here, from here to here, they will be doing the same thing. Their process will be different. Each layer process will be different. They will be having their own equations behind. But finally what they will do, what the main purpose is, to reduce the bigger matters to lower level, making comparison easy. And after that you can train the model. Initially it's better to go for 50 epochs. When you go for 50 epochs you will get better accuracy, around T6 more than 96 or that accuracy you will get. You train it for 50 epochs, but it will take a lot more time. uh, you can try it, okay, you can try, you go and use Google Colab, which is providing free GPU actually, if you don't have any good GPU with you. Then inferencing method, I need to check how well my model is. You can check, you can just give the image name, after that you can pre-process it, then use the pre-trained model, okay, and dot predict. It will predict and give us the result with percentage. How much percentage is this is class of dog, how much percent class of cat, like that. This was to get the image classification for cats. For in your case, as I mentioned before, if you want to go for your own custom, what you can do is you can create first, create dataset folder. Under that add two folders. One is train, another one is validation or test folder. Two folders. Under each folder, under test, then under train add two folders. One is cat and one is dog. Same do for the validation. Then your folder will should look like, it should have dataset named folder. Under dataset folder it should train folder and test folder or validation. You can say test folder. The train it should have two folders, one is cat and dog. The test also it should have cat and dog. Now cat and dog nothing, in your case any number of class, maybe 3 or 4, you can keep those images under them. If I have car bike plane, you can keep car bike plane images with those separate folders. After doing that, what you can do, you don't need to do these parts. Raw data download you don't need to do, because you are doing it from outside. Now your folder is not pet under pet images, your folder is dataset slash train. Dataset slash train is your folder. Okay, here what you need to do is, instead of pet images, try to change it as dataset slash train slash. It will go to that location. It will take, here I'm giving cat and dog. You can give your folder names, car, plane, bike, like that. How many classes you are having, you give that. If you want to filter out the images, in your case you will be almost like PNG or JPG image. Try to apply JPG, give JPG or there. It will filter out if there are any images of different kind. It will filter out and keep only the particular format, maybe PNG, JPG or JPG. Then go here, instead of pet images you can give your dataset slash train, here dataset slash validation test. Okay, till here I told you what to do for creating a dataset. Now you can visualize whether you done it properly or not. There is no need to change any code even for your custom data. Augmentation also there is no need for change, and here also there is no need for any changes. Okay, everything is fine. In the end, there is a need for change is here actually. Dense layer units. Here you need to change according to your requirement. How many classes you have actually? If in my condition it's 2, so I will be keeping 2 as 2 here. In your case, if you have 3 classes or like that, you can keep 3. If you have 10, you can give 10 here. That's the most important change you need to make. Or else let it be like that. Anyway, when you are calling that function, the above is actually the function, the model which we created, we done it as a function. You can directly give the number of classes here. I gave 2, you can give 3, 4 according to your need or the data set you have. And after that you can start training it. Try with 50 epochs or like that will give good results actually. Then go for reference. To go for reference, here you can give images of from your folder, say dataset slash train slash dog slash 1.jpg 2.jpg, whatever the files were there in that, no, you can give that. It will give you the prediction. This is how you can use this code even for your custom data set. I will be attaching you all the information in the description that will help you, even the reference papers. Yeah, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video, just like and click on the bell button. Whenever we post new video, it will notify you. That may help you. Thank you very much.